Hello everyone, welcome to this video on Databricks Data and AI Summit 2024 key announcements. In this video, we are going to discuss about all the new key announcements which are made by the Databricks during the Databricks Data and AI Summit which happened on June 2024. First stop, we are going to discuss about the Unity catalog, and another interesting thing is Unity catalog is open sourced right now. So what is the Unity catalog? In fact, interesting thing is Matai Zaharia did that in front of the public. So during his keynote, he directly opened the GitHub and he made the Unity catalog as the public during that summit. That's an interesting thing. So Unity catalog, what Unity catalog is all about? If you are practicing Databricks, you might be already aware of what Unity catalog is all about. It's all about the data governance feature, which is very helpful to access and govern the data within the Databricks. So industry's first to open source catalog, they are claiming. Basically Snowflake as well announced the Polaris catalog as the open source, but it is not in open source right now. They requested for 90 days of time, so that then only it becomes an open sourced version. So the Databricks Unity catalog is the first to open source catalog for data and AI governance across cloud data formats and data platforms. Unity catalog is currently hosted under the Linux Foundation AI and Data, an umbrella foundation of Linux Foundation that supports the open source innovation on the artificial intelligence and data. You might be knowing Linux Foundation is the one which is currently hosting most of the open source projects, including the Kubernetes as well, which is the open source API and implementation, multi-format support, multi-engine support, multi-model, and very vibrant ecosystem. You can see the things in these boxes here for your better understanding. You can go through. So Unity catalog is very helpful to govern the tables, unstructured data, AI together, which is open source, Apache 2 licensed, hosted on Linux Foundation, which includes the Iceberg REST API, uniform for access to diverse engines. Interesting thing. Please wait. We are going to discuss about it. What is uniform? This is very interesting thing to know. See, currently the Databricks vision towards these open formats meaning the data lake file formats such as Apache Hudi, Apache Iceberg, and also the Delta Lake. Currently, if you see in the industry, these three are the very well known used open source data lake file formats. Delta Lake, obviously, it is open sourced one from Databricks. Apache Iceberg is also one very interesting thing which is very widely used. Hudi is also used. So Databricks is visioning this to bring everything together under the common umbrella. With that intent, they already announced something called as an uniform. Uniform is the Delta Lake universal format which is currently available in GA, meaning general availability, built on top of the Delta Lake's rich connector ecosystem to combine the Delta Lake's superior price performance with access to every tool in your stack. With Delta Lake Uniform, you can write a single copy of your data and make it available to any engine that supports any of the primary open table formats. Linux Foundation's Delta Lake, Apache Iceberg, and Apache Hudi, which is coming soon. Now you can see this diagram. This will provide you with a greater insight. Say all these things are underlying Parquet. If you take Hudi or Iceberg or Delta, the data is stored in the form of the Parquet. On top of it, they are maintaining the metadata. Now, what Databricks is trying to do using uniform, say even if you are having the Iceberg, if you are having the Hudi, or if you are having the Delta Lake, using the uniform, you can bring all these things into the Delta Lake ecosystem by unifying the metadata layer. So Parquet remains the same at the bottom. So you can use either Iceberg metadata or Hudi metadata or Delta metadata using the Delta Lake uniform. Even during the summit, Ali Godse, who is the CEO of Databricks, had an interactive talk with the Iceberg founder there. In fact, Tabular is the company where the Iceberg is founded. So Tabular got merged with Databricks. So the Iceberg and Databricks is also going to be typically merged there. So their vision is all about simple plug and play, which is mentioned here. So with the combination of uniform and the Unity catalog, we can work with any of the formats, Iceberg or Delta Lake or hoodie. Databricks is trying to bring them very close to each other so we can easily plug and play. This is the statement which is made by Ali Godse on the Databricks Summit. So as simple, you can see these diagrams, which is very helpful. The left side of the diagram is all about how Unity Catalog works, how the unified governance, how you can implement the governance using Unity Catalog. But the right side is pretty good. So using Delta Lake Uniform, you can utilize the Unity Catalog to do the access controls, and then you can work on top of the any of the Delta platforms, which is the Delta Lake or Iceberg or Hoodie. With that, the concept of lakehouse from Databricks, which is implemented using any of these things, say it as data science or data warehouse or BI or orchestration and ETL or Spark structured streaming, you can use the Unity Catalog and along with the Delta Lake Uniform, and you can very easily implement the lakehouse methodology on any of your ecosystem. So good and interesting thing which you must have to know. Next stop is 100% serverless. Another interesting announcement which is made by Ali Godse during the summit. So Databricks is planning to do everything on serverless. So the data intelligence platform, which is the Lakehouse platform on Databricks, is mainly done using these components of Mosaic AI, notebooks, Databricks SQL, dashboards, Databricks workflows, and Delta Live tables. All these things are going to be available to us in the serverless mode. So no infrastructure to manage, nothing to worry from our side. Everything they are going to provide in the form of the serverless. So interesting thing to know. We are eagerly waiting for these futures to test that out. Moving on, we are going to discuss about Mosaic AI. Mosaic AI again. Mosaic AI is the another company which typically the Databricks ventured with last year, and they are trying to build all their native generative AI based ecosystem using the Mosaic AI. So Mosaic AI is the best platform for building the production quality AI systems. So on that respect, they introduced lot of new features during this summit. First thing is fine tuning the Mosaic AI model training. So you can fine tune the model with the small data set or pre-training a model from scratch like DBRX with trillions of tokens on 3000 plus GPUs. Databricks provide an easy to use managed API for model training, abstracting away the underlying infrastructure. So no code fine tuning based on the OSS models and serve on the Databricks on the single click. So this is something which is very interesting. Say if you are having your own data, if you want to train your foundation models, similarly DBRX or say like Llama from Meta, if you want to train that using your own data, if you want to fine tune your large language model using your own data, you can very well utilize the Mosaic AI fine tuning. And then the Shutterstock image AI powered by Databricks. So it generates a photorealistic image based on the trusted data built with Mosaic AI model training. So these are all the pictures which got generated by the Shutterstock. So Shutterstock announced the next text to image model trained exclusively on Shutterstock's world class image repository using Mosaic AI model training. It generates customized high fidelity trusted images that are tailored to the specific business needs. So if you want to generate the images from the text using the generative AI, then you can very well try the Shutterstock image AI on the Databricks. Mosaic AI vector search now with the support to the custom managed keys and the hybrid search. So RAG, which is the a base way by which you can utilize the generative AI to generate the data. So it can make use of the vector search, now supports the GTE large embedding model, which has the good retrieval performance and supports the 8K content length. If you are from the generative AI background, hope you might be aware of all these things, the content length and also the retrieval augmented performance, all these things, the model fine tuning and everything. So it provides the very good content length of 8K. Vector search now also supports the customer managed keys to provide more control on the data and supports hybrid search to improve the quality of the retrieval. And then the Mosaic AI tool catalog and function calling. Now you can create an enterprise registry of common functions, internal or external, and share these tools across their organization for use of the AI applications. Tools can be SQL functions, Python functions, model endpoints, remote functions, or retrievers. So you can author and publish, share enterprise AI tools, leverage trusted compute and credential management, fully integrated into the Unity catalog. And then the Mosaic AI agent framework for the fast development. This makes very easy to build the AI system that is augmented by your proprietary data, safely governed and managed in the Unity catalog. So Mosaic AI agent framework also got introduced. And then the ML Flow 2.14. If you are aware, you might be aware, if you are practicing the Databricks, if you are doing the machine learning on Databricks, you might be aware of ML Flow. ML Flow is another open source which will provide you end-to-end machine learning, say like model hosting, say like staging the models, all these features, say like model logging. If you want to log the specific evaluation metrics, everything is provided to us using the ML Flow. They introduced the newer version of ML Flow, which is the ML Flow 2.14, which is the model agnostic framework for evaluating LLMs and AI systems, allowing us to measure and track the parameters at each steps. With the ML Flow 2.14, Databricks announced the ML Flow tracing. That is again important. Tracing of models and agents is possible. It integrates with the Databricks notebooks and the interface tables. With tracing, developers can record each step of the model against the interface to debug the performance issues and build the evolution data sets to test the future improvements. And then the Mosaic AI gateway, which is again another interesting feature. Mosaic AI gateway will enable us to have an unified interface to manage, govern, evaluate, and switch models. It sits on the model serving to enable the rate limiting, permissions, and credential management for the model APIs, external or internal. So rate limiting, permissions, usage tracking, AI guardrails, tracing, credential management, everything is possible using the Mosaic AI's gateway. Next stop is Databricks AI BI. By name itself, it is very evident. They are trying to encapsulate the generative AI capabilities within the BI capabilities of Databricks, which is a new type of business intelligence product built from ground up to deeply understand your data semantics and enable everyone to analyze the data for themselves. So as it is mentioned here, it is always a self-service mode, so you can directly talk your data, you can directly do visualizations on top of your data using the plain text English language. So AIBA is built on the compound AI system that draws the insight about your data from its full life cycle across the Databricks platform, including the ETL pipelines, lineage, and the other queries. So intelligence data analytics for the real world data. Now you can see there are two main features of Databricks AIBA. One is the dashboards, which is generally available. Other one is the Genie, which is in public preview. Again, the names are very self-explanatory. AIBA dashboards is the AI-powered low-code dashboarding solution, which includes all conventional BI capabilities that you would expect out of the box for answering the fixed set of business questions. So simple. In the AIBA dashboard, you can go ahead and ask your questions in the plain text English. For that English, on the background, it will generate the respective SQL and it will fire it against your data, and then it will generate the visualizations for that specific data as well. Everything is happening in the background. No need to do anything from your side. Genie is the conversational interface that can learn the underlying data and semantics continuously based on the human feedback and can answer a much broader set of business questions based on its reasoning capabilities while still providing the certified answers for the query patterns specified by the data teams. So Genie by name, if you know, it is again, it will answer you all the questions. So whatever the questions which you can ask against the Genie, you can get the answer out of it. Again, if you watch the Databricks keynote video, as usual, I'm going to provide the video link in the description of this video as well. There are a lot of demos over there. You can understand it on the demo how they are using. The model is not hallucinating. If it is not knowing any of the answer, it will directly say, I don't know the answer for this question, but it will try to give you the best possible answer. So by that way, they trained that specific model which is running beneath this Genie on Databricks AI BI. Another important thing is Databricks is trying to implement the AI system across all layers within the Databricks. So typically on the predictive optimization, this picture is very important. If you see on the data layout how they are implementing the AI systems, say on the query engine how they are implementing the AI systems, on the workload management how they are implementing the predictive maintenance or predictive optimization using the AI systems. So what are all the features? The automatic liquid clustering, which is the interesting feature, which is the predictive optimization will be now automatically run the optimize on the tables with liquid clustering in addition to vacuum and compaction. You no longer have to schedule or determine the frequency of clustering. Predictive optimization will cluster at the optimal cadence for the better query performance. All are completely automated. You are aware, I hope you are aware of the optimize within the Databricks. Optimize is very much needed in order to do the way by which the data is stored there. So you need to run the optimize command at the regular intervals to chunk the smaller files into the larger file. So all these things are done automatically now using this automatic liquid clustering. And then the auto statistics, again a predictive optimization. So no need to collect any of the statistics, all are done automatically by the Databricks. So predictive optimization will intelligently update the statistics useful for the query plans by running the analyze command in the background. So again completely automatic. AI functions, interesting feature. If you want to utilize the AI within your SQL query, you can use this AI functions. This is an example here. Select query, within the select query they are utilizing the AI query function and they are using the llama 388 8 billion instruct model and they are giving this prompt there. From there whatever the output which is coming in, that is piped to the product name and it is getting generated out. This is the powerful feature which anyone can think of. So you can incorporate the AI functions into the SQL for data analysis, will enhance your efficiency, which enables business to swiftly extract the insights. Integrating AI into analytics workflows provides the access to the information previously inaccessible to analysts and empower them to make it more informed decisions, manage risk and sustain the competitive advantage through the data driven innovation and efficiency. Another thing we are going to discuss about the Delta Lake 4.0. So as we already discussed the ML Flow new version, this is the new version of Delta Lake which they announced, which is more interoperable, which is very highly performant, which is very easy to use. What are all the features? You can see it here. The variant uniform GA, uniform which we already discussed, liquid GA which we already discussed, the coordinated commits is also there. Spark Connect will provide the better stability and upgradability. Collations are there for flexible sort and comparison. Identity columns, pain-free primary key and foreign keys, type widening. So there are a lot of features there which are announced as the part of the Delta Lake 4.0. Next, we are going to discuss about the announcements on the Unity catalog perspective. Please try to understand. We already discussed Unity catalog. Unity catalog got open sourced. Now we are going to discuss about what are all the key new features which are going to be added into the Unity catalog. First thing, it is the Unity catalog provides the centralized access for control, auditing, lineage, data discovery, and capability across the Databricks workspaces. So they are introducing the Lakehouse Federation here. Please see this diagram which will help you to understand. Now you can connect any of the data sources, say it like Azure Synapse, Azure SQL, Amazon Redshift, GCP BigQuery, Snowflake. See, Snowflake is also here. MySQL, Postgre, everything you can connect using the Unity catalog Lakehouse Federation. So the Unity catalog will be sitting in the center, act as your centralized data governance, data catalog product. So that integration facility is provided using this open connectivity. That is what which is described here. And also they announced the Apache Hive and Glue in the Lakehouse Federation. So Apache Hive is also supported. AWS Glue is also supported. So it's a query federation platform for Databricks. This term query federation describes a collection of features that enable users and systems to run queries against the multiple data sources without needing to migrate all data to a unified system. So you can keep your data there and then the Unity catalog will sit on top of any of those data sources. Then the lakehouse monitoring part, now you can see it here how it is getting worked. All your tables, all your models, everything will be monitored using the lakehouse monitoring, and then it is pulled into the quality dashboards and the metric tables. So unified monitoring for data and AI, quality profiling, classification, anomaly and drift detection is possible. So lakehouse monitoring will help you to monitor the statistical properties and quality of your data in all tables in your account. You can also use it to track the performance of machine learning models, machine serving endpoints by monitoring the interface tables that contain the model inputs and the predictions. Unity catalog metrics, which is again another thing. Now you can see DBT, at scale, Cube, any of the metric providers can push their metrics into the Unity catalog metrics, and then you can use that metrics and you can do the visualizations using any of these options, say it like Power BI or Looker or Tableau. Even you can use AIBI Genie, which we already discussed, AIBI dashboards, which we already discussed, even within the notebooks, and you can use any of these equal as well. Which these Unity catalog metrics will enable the data teams to make the better decisions using these certified metrics defined in the lakehouse and accessible via the Databricks ecosystem. All these things which we already discussed. And then the another interesting thing is the attribute based access controls. Typically we use two types of access controls. One is the role based access control and another one is the attribute based access controls. So far Unity catalog already supported role based access controls. Now they are trying to support the attribute based access controls as well, using the tags, location, identity and time based attributes. So you can use the UI and also you can use the SQL interfaces to achieve the attribute based access controls. Sharing for Lakehouse Federation, which is the new capability, you can see share the data from any of the database without the ETL. Now here you can see all these things are connected to Databricks here, and here you can see all these things are connected to Delta Lake, and Delta Lake can unifiably operate with the Unity catalog. So that is how it is a new capability that enables the customers to share the data from directly where it is stored without the need to copy it into the Databricks. This enables data providers to easily grant the access to the data stored in the warehouse or database like Snowflake or BigQuery or Redshift, allowing the Databricks customers to access the widest possible set of data sets without any additional overhead for the providers. So simply what they are trying to say, don't need to move the data. You can keep the data in any of your source platforms and you can utilize the Databricks to do the data governance, Unity catalog to do the data governance. And then the Databricks clean rooms, which provides a private safe environment for collaboration of your data and AI assets without direct access to the sensitive data. It can run on any cloud, any platform, any language and any workload of your choice and at any scale. So if you want to privately collaborate with your data scientist, with your other data, typical ecosystem data providers and data consumers, you can utilize the Databricks clean rooms, which is the cross cloud, cross platform and multi-party supported. Next stop is the Databricks Lakeflow. This is my own area since I need to talk about it to a greater extent. It is all about the data engineering. Databricks is coming up with a very good and broader vision towards the data engineering on three different areas, which we are going to discuss in the form of the Databricks Lakeflow. If you are already aware, Databricks is having lot of good components for data engineering. Say it as Databricks workflows for orchestration. Say it as DLT, which is the Delta Live Tables to directly stream the data. Already we are having the Delta Lake with the medallion architecture to implement it. We are having the Databricks jobs as well there to do the specific set of jobs in the specific time frame. Now what they are trying to do is they are trying to put everything together in a form of an centralized ecosystem, which they are calling it as an lake flow. So it talks about three main features. One is the ingest ingest, other is the transform, other is the orchestration part. So when it comes to data engineering, you might be aware these three are the major features within the data engineering. You want to ingest the data from any of the ecosystem into the target layer, say it into the data lake, and then we will do the transformation, and then we will be putting the transformation, meaning the using Spark or PySpark, and then we will do the building of the data pipeline. The data pipeline needs to be orchestrated, then it will be pushed into any of the targets system, and then the visualization will happen. For that to happen, they are trying to bring this one data engineering solution which is powered with the data intelligence, which is a new solution that contains everything you need to build and operate production grade data pipelines. It includes new native highly scalable connectors for databases, including everything. You can see MySQL, Postgres, SQL Server, Oracle, enterprise applications like Salesforce, Dynamics, NetSuite, everything. So most of the things, if you want to pull the data from, it is having the native connector. First thing, on the ingest part of it, we are going to discuss about Lakeflow Connect. So all these things are there. You can see there are a lot more as well added to it, but for the representational point of view, they just put together these things here. So it provides an point and click data ingestion from databases such as whatever MySQL, Postgres, and everything. And Lakeflow Connect can also ingest the unstructured data such as the PDF, Excel spreadsheet from sources like the SharePoint. So if you are having the data in one point, if you want to move it into the Databricks ecosystem, then the Lakeflow Connect will provide you with the rich set of connectors, which is a very simple integration ingestion connectors powered by the Archean technology. Again, another company with Databricks got ventured with mainly for this data ingestion process, which provides all sets of connectors for most of the source systems, most of the databases there. Coming to the next part of the transform, they are introducing something called as an lake flow pipelines, which is the lower the complexity of building and managing the efficient batch and streaming data pipelines built on top of the declarative delta live tables frameworks that free you up from writing the business logic in SQL and Python, while Databricks automates the data orchestration, incremental processing, and compute infrastructure auto scaling on your behalf. So you can declaratively you can do the data transformation in SQL and Python, highly scalable and incremental processing, unified batch and streaming. Say if you are having real-time streaming use cases, and also if you are having the batch use cases for building the data pipelines, you can utilize the Lakeflow pipelines. Third thing is the Lakeflow jobs, which talks about the orchestration part of it, which is built with the latest innovations of the Databricks workflows. I hope you are already aware of Databricks workflows. So all these things are possible: webhooks, table triggers, visual monitoring, serverless compute, job level parameters. All these things are available, which is built in with the advanced capabilities of Databricks workflows. It orchestrates any workload, including ingestion, pipeline, notebook, SQL queries, machine learning training, model deployment, and interface. Data teams can also leverage triggers, branching, and looping to meet the complex data delivery use cases. So for all the orchestration related purpose, you can very well utilize the Lakeflow jobs. So three important things: Lakeflow Connect, Lakeflow pipelines, Lakeflow jobs. Now you can see how Databricks is envisioning the data engineering. So the evolution of data engineering with Databricks, if you see, now we are having the delta live tables and workflows which is currently available, which will be turned out into Lakeflow. Here you can see Connect, pipelines, and jobs. Currently the Connect is in private preview. Pipelines and jobs are going to come soon. And you can see at the bottom, it is powered by the natural data intelligence within Databricks. It is governed by the Unity catalog, and it is very efficient with the serverless compute. Now, one final slide about whatever which we talked so far. What are all the launches which happened within the Databricks during the summit, which is mentioned here. I am not going to read it through. Most of the things which we already discussed. So please spend some time, pause the video, and go through this for the better understanding. With this, we come to end of this video. I hope this video has been informative for you. I will do a lot of things for you. It is like I will add the Keynote YouTube videos in the description of this video. If you are having time, please go through. There are two keynote videos there which are close to around 2.5 hours of duration. Main intent of this video is to extract the information and provide it to you in the shorter span. So if you are having time, please do watch those videos. I already wrote a blog about all these things. If you are a vivid reader kind of a person, please take a time and go through the blog where all these details are mentioned in a greater extent, which will provide you with more information. As usual, I hope this video has been informative for you. Please do write lot of comment. If you like this video, please do the thumbs up button there. Thank you very much for watching this video.